Hey everyone, today I'm here to present a product to you that I am required to say has been officially sponsored by Innovus Inc. I had to say a few other things because these sponsored posts are weird, right? This is the first ever product we've been sponsored for, and no, I am not going to recommend this product to you if I think it sucks. This product is the Total Mount wall mount for the Nintendo Switch. The idea is it lets you mount the Nintendo Switch and the dock behind a wall-mounted TV. Now, I don't have a wall-mounted TV, but I do have a spot that I really want to try this out at. And what you're going to see in this whole setup is what we need, the tools required, what we don't need, and you're going to see the install and then some final thoughts on the actual product on a voiceover as we do some B-roll footage, you know, that all good stuff. But first, two of the required things I'm about to say. I got this paperwork here, the Total Mount. Let me see. It attaches your Nintendo Switch to the wall. It has a controller holder. It has heat management ventilation channels. Enable cooling airflow. All side security, as all sides are held in place to prevent accidental falls, and Wi-Fi performance. It is metal-free, aka it's made out of plastic, to avoid interference with the Wi-Fi antenna. A problem some people have had with the left Joy-Cons. It's fixed for free by Nintendo, but you know, whatever. Drill-free installation. It's something that they advertise heavily, although it later says that if you want to mount it to a stud, it requires a drill. So, yeah, anything that you screw into a wall that's just drywall is drill-free. So, anyways, that marketing. And it includes a level to make sure that it is straight, which is nice. It means I don't have to pre-draw a line to align it to. That's always good. No one cares about this stuff. Those are just some marketing spew. Let's get into what we don't need. The grip. Nope, doesn't do anything with that. Pro controller, ha! Probably should have threw that one. But everything you see here, it'll take care of. You can have it mounted like this, or you could take off your Joy-Cons and hang them. So we will try all the configurations this thing allows. Let's just get right into opening it up and seeing what's inside. Right here you'll see all the tools we need, from a screwdriver to a cordless screwdriver, which is not required. It says you do not need a cordless screwdriver or a drill, but I found it useful. Obviously the Total Mount and the switch with the dock. And here I just show off the different, sides of the box so you can see exactly what you're getting when it arrives on your doorstep. It also came in a bigger brown box with some air padding. Moving beyond that, we finally get a look at what is actually inside the box. Obviously, you have the Total Mount itself and the screws. That's literally all it comes with. But the Total Mount already, you can tell, has some nice features, including this rubber padding. This will keep your dock protected. Nintendo, take notes. There should be some sort of padding for your Switch when you put it in the dock in the first place. That being said, I really like the air ducts themselves, but I'm curious how much they actually help with airflow. There is some room on the back where the air can flow. You could kind of see it right there. But, yeah, I'm pretty pleased. And I like the level. You're going to find later, when we actually install this bad boy, that the level comes in handy. And obviously right here, we're just taking a look at what it's going to look like when it's up on your wall from all of the different angles. Pretty nice. So let's get to installing this bad boy. Well, okay, not quite yet, because we need to make sure. I wanted to show here how easy or hard it is to put the dock in and out before we get it up on the wall. Just kind of a little bit of a test, and it takes a little bit of force to take it in and out, but that's okay because you want a nice snug fit. You don't want it to feel loose. So here we begin installing it, and what I didn't realize when I first was installing it is that middle screw is actually hitting the stud. I didn't use any stud detections. I just figured, it says it can be hands-free, even though it says it could be drill-free. And even though I am using a drill, I didn't think I was going to need to, but if you hit a stud, you have to use the drill. The chance of you being able to hand screw this into a stud is pretty difficult. It's not something I would suggest. Why subject yourself to that pain if you don't have to? Now, you'll see that I use this screwdriver for basically all 6 screws. I do attempt at one point to use a screwdriver to attempt to test their claim that this is a drill-free installation. And you'll see here in a little bit that I've actually found it to be quite difficult to do it that way. Right here, you can see I'm struggling a little bit because this is when I realized I'm hitting a stud. So this is taking some force. Now, this next screw I tried to do with the screwdriver, and it does not go very well. I could barely get it started. Now, that doesn't mean you can't get it in. The screws included are perfectly fine to get the job done. I was at a bit of an odd angle to pull it off based on where I've installed this, which is behind my computer. But at the end of the day, I decided, you know what? I have a hands-free drill. Why would I just not use that and make the process easier? So personally, I would suggest installing this with a hands-free drill on hand. Although their claim that you can do it with a screwdriver, I think is pretty viable. I just personally wouldn't want to do that. I don't think it's the ideal way to install this product. You obviously just need to make sure you don't over-tighten the screws because you are, screwing a piece of plastic to your wall, and the last thing you want to do is crack the plastic.
Then again, I don't know what idiots not in the drill, and if they have one.
Last but not least, you'll see it in a second, an air can. Now, I didn't put this as something needed because if you don't drill into a stud, you're probably not going to need it. But because I hit a stud, I wanted to, crazily apparently, clear all the debris off of there before I put my switch in there. And then here, I'm doing a little bit of a stress test. I just kind of touch it and put a little bit of weight on it. And then, obviously, I take a little quick zoom in here, just so you can see what it looks like. And you can see that I do have it pretty close to level. It's slightly off by like a hair, but not enough that it bothers me. Obviously, if you have OCD, you might want to double check that and adjust it and raise the right just ever so slightly. Like, it's so close to being perfectly level that this does not bother me. Next up, you're going to see what it looks like with the dock in. So let's see what that looks like. I gotta say, this looks pretty good. I do not, have any fear of my Switch falling, and especially with the blue Joy-Cons. I think the blue Joy-Cons help a lot, but it's very easy to hide. Now, obviously, I do not have this behind a TV, but if you look at the depth there, you're looking at about 2 inches of space you'd need to clear. So if your TV is flat against the wall, you're obviously not going to be able to install this behind the TV. You can easily install it off to the side or behind something else and hide everything. And there's a good look at the air channel where the air gets sucked in, the nice air, not the hot stuff, as the hot gets exhausted out the top of the switch. And now here I have it connected, and I'm showing the light indicator, showing you that the switch is working. There's a nice look at the branding. Now, coming up, we're going to look at how the Joy-Cons hang, and I do not like it. Here's how they want you to hang it. No. Just look at all the space that takes up. No. Here's another way to hang them that is okay, but I still don't think it looks good. And then there's this. Yeah, as I said, I don't like any way that this platform has to hold your Joy-Cons. I honestly think the best way to store your Joy-Cons is to simply keep them on the side of your Switch when you are storing them, because the Joy-Con grips have such a long cord, which they're needed, right? You need those straps. The way the Joy-Cons are designed, those straps need to be that long. So I can't fault Nintendo for the length, but it feels like these hangers probably should have been at the top of the mount instead of the bottom. That would have allowed me to adjust things a little bit and not have them dangle so low. Because what's the point of hanging this thing on the wall to hide it if you're just going to see the Joy-Cons hanging down at the bottom? So again, I think the Joy-Cons should be stored on the side. And as for what to do with the actual straps, I don't know. whatever you want to do with them. Throw them in a drawer. Maybe you never even use them. I have no idea. But yeah, that does seem like an oversight here on this part. So at the end of the day, what do I think about the total mount? Well, I think it's pretty good. It's not perfect. I see some design areas where they could make it better. As an example, moving those Joy-Con holders up. But it's affordable. It gets the job done. And I feel fully safe having my Switch up there. In fact, at the time that I am finishing up this video, I have now had the total mount installed for 2 weeks. And I've taken my Switch in and out of it non-stop over those 2 weeks and had zero issues. It's hooked up to my streaming setup, and it looks good. And the reason I like it up on the wall there, even though I do not have a TV wall mounted, is it gets the Switch off of my desk and away from everything else going on in my office. And it's in a nice convenient place over by my computer now, where I can easily, plug in the capture card, unplug the capture card, plug it into the TV, all the various setups I have for the Switch. It lets me quickly adjust it now without having to worry about knocking things over. Obviously, next I want to install a shelf to put all my games on so I can get those off of my desk as well. Now, this is a sponsored product, so because it's sponsored, there's actually something really cool that happens here. You can go through the link in the description to Amazon to purchase this product, which retails for $29.99. However, because we're a sponsored product, we're able to actually give you $10 off on that through the sponsorship. So using the promo code at checkout, NP10OFF, so NPTENOFF, when you use that at checkout, you should be able to get the product for $20. That's a pretty sweet deal. I don't know if this product is necessarily worth it for the price of $29.99, given that there are other mounting options out there that are metal that cost around the same. But if you worry about your wireless interference, which this thing claims not to have any issues with, and I personally haven't had any issues with, and you just want something that looks clean, sleek, and actually feels like it's made out of the same material the dock itself is, so it almost matches up, I feel like for $10 off, this is a very good value. And obviously, because this is a sponsored product, I do want to mention that I do make a commission off every sale of this product through the Amazon link in the description. I don't make a commission through my own Amazon associate account. It's actually through them. They're using this link to track the sales we make, and then obviously I get paid per every sale. I honestly don't make anything unless you guys want to buy this. So I'm not going to beg you to buy this bad boy, but I will say that I'm very happy that I have it. And if you are looking for a wall mounting solution and you want it cheap and you want it to be effective, I feel like this gets the job done, and it's something maybe you should consider whether or not you want to support our channel through the link in the description with our promo code MP10OFF or not. I want to thank the company behind Total Mount for sending us this product and choosing to have our very first ever sponsored post. And I want you guys to let us know if you enjoy these sponsored product posts. I try my best to not be extremely biased when it comes to sponsored products, because we don't make any money from this, right? They're not sponsoring us by saying, hey, here's $100 and a product. Will you please do a review of it? It's more so, here's our product, and here's a way to make it cheaper for your fans, and you make money if your fans buy it, but only really talk nice about it if you like it. And that's kind of a stipulation I think I'm going to hold for all future sponsored product spots, that I don't care if you send me the product for free. I don't care if you're offering our fans money off. At the end of the day, if I don't like your product, I'm going to let it be known. But this is one product, our very first ever sponsored product, that I really enjoy, and I think you guys are going to enjoy as well. As always, this is Nathaniel Rumfeljans from Nintendo Prime. If you like this video, you know what to do. If you dislike it, well, hit that dislike button. Comment below if you want to see more content like this. And obviously subscribe, as that will help enable us to make even more content for you in the future. Thanks, everyone, and I'll see you in the next one.